In 1947, the British adopted a bill called Indian Independence Act of 1947, which surprisingly, in its objects and reasons stated for the bill, said that the object was to create a Muslim-governed Pakistan and a Hindu-governed India. They also they removed their paramountcy on the 600 kingdoms of the Indians, the undivided India, and made them all independent countries and gave them an opportunity to decide whether they wanted to be independent or become a part of Pakistan or India by signing the Instrument of Accession, which is a legal document based on the 1935 Constitution of undivided India. Now, out of 600 kingdoms, about 500 signed to merge with India, and about 100 merged with Pakistan. The legality of that document was clearly stated that once the king decides to sign the Instrument of Accession, it is final and irrevocable. And two, he need not consult the wishes of the people of his kingdom. The issue of Kashmir arose because Jawaharlal Nehru decided to take it to the United Nations. And in the United Nations, under Article 6 of the Charter, the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution which is not mandatory. If it was in Article 7 of the Charter of the United Nations, it would have been mandatory. But Article 6 only makes it recommendatory. And as Umar Abdullah explained very clearly, the requirement was that as a precondition, Pakistan would withdraw all its troops and irregulars, which had forcibly entered the kingdom after 15th August 1947 and tried to take over the state forcibly. While the king had at that stage taken the stand that he has not made up his mind whether he wants to be part of Pakistan or part of India, and therefore he entered into a standstill agreement with both countries. Now, subsequent to that, the second clause of that recommendatory resolution was that India would withdraw bulk of its troops and keep that which is necessary for law and order and for conducting an election plebiscite. So the plebiscite was the third part. And throughout the last 70 years, Pakistan has declined to withdraw its troops, much less the irregulars, from any part of Kashmir. And by international law, such a resolution which is recommendatory and lasted for so many years without implementation becomes lapses. It becomes deceased, so to speak. So to quote the UN resolution over and over again is meaningless. And furthermore, from the Indian point of view, we found, at least I found when I was the minister, that Jawaharlal Nehru had not brought it before the cabinet because he was quite confident that the cabinet would not approve. And certainly Sardar Patel was deputy prime minister, had made it public that he will oppose it. And so he went on his own and filed it. The nation didn't disown Jawaharlal Nehru, but that doesn't mean that a future government has to be bound by what Jawaharlal Nehru did, which was illegal. That is, he did not take cabinet approval. Under the Indian Constitution, there's an article called 253, which says that unless an international agreement or treaty is ratified by Parliament, it can be abrogated any time. So therefore, since this was not only not subject to cabinet approval, it was also not, according to the constitutional principle, ratified by Parliament. So as far as most Indians think, and I think myself, I can't say what the government of India is thinking, but I do know sometimes what I think today, the government of India thinks tomorrow. So therefore, I'm saying that this resolution has no legality. In fact, I'm urging my government to write to the UN to say that this is maybe treated as null and void. So the issue of Kashmir arises from the fact that the instrument of accession, which was signed on 26th October 1947 by the Maharaja, that he is acceding to India, that is final, and therefore whatever is in possession of Pakistan, of Kashmir, is illegally held by Pakistan and it properly belongs to India. In 1994, the Parliament of India passed a resolution saying that the Parliament resolves unanimously. It was a Congress government, not a BJP government, in 1994, Narasimha Rao's government. The Congress resolves, the Parliament resolves that it regards Kashmir, the entire Kashmir, the whole of Kashmir, as an integral part of India, and that steps will be taken to recover what is presently held in illegal occupation by Pakistan.